In Newport Beach, California, detectives are trying to locate Tom and Jackie Hawks, who disappeared after selling their yacht to Skylar and Jennifer De Leon. Skylar De Leon was born in Sun Valley, California in 1979. His name was John Jacobson. Skylar's father was a drug dealer and his mother an addict. They would throw wild parties, and on one occasion, their young son was sexually abused by a guest. At the age of 17, he enlists in the Marines, but goes AWOL and flees to Mexico. John Jacobson starts calling himself Skylar De Leon so that no one will recognize him. In 2001, Skylar returns to California and meets a young woman online, Jennifer Henderson.
Jennifer was brought up in a very religious, evangelical Christian home. Spent a lot of time in church, a lot of time at Bible study.
22-year-old Jennifer works as a hairdresser and lives with her parents in Long Beach.
Skylar De Leon had a horrible childhood. When a child grows up in a home with such abuse, one of the primary tools they develop to cope with that abuse is what we call dissociation. They cut themselves off from reality, from feelings. He had this whole early experience of acting that helped fuel this fantasy about who he might have been or who he was in his own mind. There's nothing that's really a standout about Jennifer as a person. She wasn't remarkably smart. She wasn't remarkably attractive. She wasn't remarkably interesting in any way. Here's this thrilling man who has a history as an actor, a history as a Marine, who's talking about big money and big dreams. She's all over that, like the Prince Charming that comes to her rescue to take her out of her parents' garage, to take her out of boring suburbia.
Newport Beach police are unraveling a story of lies, greed, and murder. Alonzo McChain revealed to investigators how Tom and Jackie Hawks were cruelly strapped to an anchor, a rope, and thrown off of their own yacht. McChain confesses Skylar and Jennifer De Leon planned the murder and robbery, which also involves a hired thug nicknamed JFK and a crooked notary.
He had meticulously planned this thing for months. He'd recruited Confederates, he'd downloaded these documents, he'd met with them, he'd put together this elaborate, incredibly sophisticated scheme.
Skylar De Leon is in jail charged with killing Tom and Jackie Hawks and stealing their yacht. His wife remains free as investigators continue to build their case.
Jennifer was a far more difficult case to prove because she wasn't present during the murder. So we really had to get into more details.
The district attorney twice offers her immunity to testify against her husband.
Jennifer flatly turned them down both times, against my advice, against my urging.
Her denial was so great for the reality of their situation, her fantasy about the love that she had with Skylar, that she couldn't back out of the relationship. She couldn't turn on him. Had Skylar never met Jennifer, I don't know that he ever would have become a cold-blooded killer. He operated on the fringes of society, and killing may have happened, an assault, a deal gone bad, but nothing so intentional and so well planned. I think there was a synchronicity with these two, that one brought the fire and the other brought the gasoline, and together they manipulated, they planned, they strategized, and they carried out this horrific crime.
Skylar De Leon and his wife Jennifer are two of the most manipulative, accomplished, sophisticated liars that anybody has ever encountered probably in the history of American law enforcement. Two incredibly wicked people who meet and form a single entity of evil.